I'm in front of Mortimer's Market here at Disney California Adventure. This is on Buena Vista Street, and so many of the names that you see on Buena Vista Street have some sort of reference to Disney history, including Mortimer. Let me tell you about Mortimer a little bit, and also I'm going to show you some original artwork I have of Mortimer Mouse from one of the Disney cartoons. Disney's Imagineers created a fictional backstory that many of the shops and building names here were ones that a young Walt Disney saw when he arrived in Los Angeles and later drew inspiration from in his work. So like you would see Mortimer's shop here, and later he would be inspired to name a character Mortimer. This is the Mortimer that appeared in one of Walt Disney's cartoons, and I'll show it to you up close in just a little bit. But let me tell you a little bit more about the name Mortimer. Now if you know me, you know that I love to get the facts, and I like to go as much as I can to the source. Well, there was a newspaper article in 1935 where they did an interview with Walt, and Walt talked about some wild mice that he had in his Kansas City studio. In the article, Walt says, "One of those mice became quite tame and would crawl all over my desk as I worked. I gave him a pet name, Mortimer, for what reason I can't recall now." By the way, this is a photo I took a few years ago of Walt's Kansas City studio, where the real Mortimer the Mouse lived. Anyway, the article continues, "Mortimer gave me the idea to start a series of cartoons with a mouse as the central character. I decided to call him Mickey Mouse." There's a long-time rumor that Walt was afraid of mice, and it's simply not true. And there's another rumor that Mickey's original name was Mortimer, and that's really not true either. I want to play for you a 1959 audio clip from an interview of Walt Disney. And in this, Walt was talking about coming back from New York on a train with Mrs. Disney, and then they discussed the name of Walt's new mouse character.
And then the name came, what would you call him, and the euphony there of Mickey Mouse. And I had a Mortimer first, and my wife shook her head, and then I tried Mickey, and she nodded the other way, and that was it.
That was it. Other than Walt just kind of suggesting the name to Lillian and she shook her head no, it was never going to be that Mortimer was the name for Mickey Mouse. It was never more than just that. However, in 1936, there was a Mortimer Mouse, and it was in a Mickey Mouse cartoon short called Mickey's Rival. And this is Mortimer. This is an original animation drawing of Mortimer from that film. So a single frame from the cartoon short before it was put on a cell and painted for filming. Isn't it amazing that this is just one frame from the entire film? You can see that an artist also added the shadow underneath him. As for the character of Mortimer, he was pretty much everything Mickey was not. He was arrogant, smug, and a practical joker. He strove to outshine and humiliate Mickey in Minnie's presence. His visual appearance really emphasizes his snobby antagonist role. But you know what good could be said about the character of Mortimer? He made Mickey look that much better.